We're recording. Happy New Year, Women Warriors. It's been a little while. I haven't been on here, and well, we are going to review what that looks like, why that is, and just share with each other, how we can support each other into this next year because, well, it's 2025, baby. I was hearing someone talk about how it's prime number and it's like this special prime number that we probably will never experience another prime number year in our life. And well, let's get that energy going and that momentum flowing for 2025. What do you say, ladies? Are you in on it? Are you ready to make 2025 your best year yet? I hope you are because I know I am. Just a quick recap. My name's Tanya. I'm here to inspire self-love, to encourage other people to inspire self-love as well, because ladies, who of us, any of us, I know for me, like loving myself isn't always top priority. Sometimes loving myself is like that thing that gets neglected and I forget like, oh yeah, I know I'm a mom and I have to take my kid to daycare and I have to work, I have to cook, I have to clean, and sometimes the house is a little crazy, I won't lie. I want to work out, I'm trying to get healthy, but like the working out and getting healthy and like taking time to love myself sometimes gets a little lost, right? So I'm here hoping that we can share what we want to do in this upcoming year. I'm going to, of course, share my thoughts as well. So if you're here, welcome. If you're live, chat, feel free to chat, whether it's on Facebook or here in Zoom for the VIP, where you're from. So excited. Tell me how you're feeling. What's the one word that you're feeling for 2025? I feel excited and bold and courageous. So I guess I'm going to share 3 words, but feel free to share whatever words you want to make 2025 be your year. We are going to thrive in 2025. Okay, ladies? So if you're in it with me, let me know. We are here to thrive. Woo woo. So I'm so excited to have you here. So I just want to do a quick recap of like 2025, 2024 on like how that went for you, how that went for me. That's like the first key that I think is important to mention, right? And the reason I think it's important to review the year before, admittedly, I didn't really get a chance to review the year before just because like I've been getting so busy, I haven't made that time to love myself like I should be, unfortunately. Just because life's been kind of crazy and like I said, work, mom life, all those things. Sometimes that stuff takes priority for me, from me, and then I'm just here kind of lost and wishing that I was making more time for myself. So that's definitely something I want to do this year. Um, so what went wrong? So last year, I don't know if you guys have been following or knew my story, but I had some issues with my dental stuff. Sorry, I got a little like makeup in my eye there. I had a lot of dental things happening with myself, and so that really just had my spirits kind of low. My self-love was a little bit on the low end just because I was dealing with a lot of dental work and, you know, sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit. Like, of course, we don't want to consider vanity to be a thing, but like when you're self-conscious in your own skin and when you're self-conscious with the way you're looking or because you're going through something, like it comes out with who you are. And of course, we're women, right? I know I'm so guilty. Such a woman. I'm such a girl that I get self-conscious about my looks, my appearance, when I have acne going on, all these things that are so natural and part of each and all of our own individual beauty can sometimes really hurt ourselves, right? So my self-confidence was a little down last year. Um, I also ended up getting a newer manager, which, sometimes change is hard just because it's overall change, but it just has been a difficult working relationship. So that also decreased my self-confidence and increased my stress levels. Um, I not only was I having that dental stuff go down, but then I started kind of picking up like late summer, trying to get into the action, right? So I wasn't able to stay as consistent as I wanted to with a lot of my own personal goals and personal things I wanted to. Um, and some of these things, they're issues that I've struggled with for a long time, especially when it comes to like my weight and like working out, and so I think I started beating myself a little bit more than I should have. So that's definitely something that went wrong. That negative self-talk that I know I talk about a lot because I think a lot of us are prone to doing that just from, the ways we were raised, the way like where we had other people around us, that maybe talked down to us or poorly about us. And so those are habits that get built into our own brain where we start to normalize that, and it's not really normal, right? So I what else went wrong for me? I didn't take as much actions as I wanted to. Um, I'm also taking notes here while we're at it, which I encourage you to do if you are here listening, and if you're just listening, replay in the comments, whether you're here live or watching the replay, grab a paper, take some notes as I'm going through things and write it for yourself. What's your version? What went wrong for you in 2024? And we're doing this way, starting off here so that we can kind of grow from what went wrong. Okay. It's not about beating ourselves up and to say, oh, this is such a bad thing I went through last year. No wonder my year sucked. But it's more like these are kind of the downfalls, and this is what I want to improve on for the next following year. So back to not taking action. So I kind of started taking some actions, and then I ended up going back because I let life get the best of me, right? Like things came up in life, and instead of showing up here and showing up with myself to continue to, I mean, I was working on my self-love in the background, right? Like as much as I could, going through what I was going through. And that also meant to take care of me and to step away from doing lives and going and posting content just because like I also had to take care of me. And this year I'm really excited to take care of me, but to share that journey with you guys because life's not always perfect. Sometimes things are really hard. And I just don't want you guys to think that my life is perfect because it is not. You know, I definitely don't think that. And let's see here. Let me carry on with what's going wrong. I'm getting sidetracked. So, another thing that went wrong is I think I put a little too much energy into trying to date. So, like, I'm a single woman. I've been on lots of dating apps, and I'm trying to hopefully find my husband out there. He's out there somewhere. I know God's working on him, working on me to bring us together, but I think I was putting too much effort into trying to make that happen. And so that's something I'm trying to dedicate myself to this year as well, is to like kind of step back from that a little bit. And at least if I'm going to be in it, to prioritize my desires with the Inspire Self Love Women Warriors movement I'm trying to create. And I hope that you guys are here to join me. I know some of you have been here for a long time, and I'm so thankful to have you here. You have no idea how much joy you bring me. And just getting to share, even if I'm here by myself, like, I love you. I love you so much. And I hope that anything that I can bring to the table can help you to love yourself a little further, to find a little more purpose in your life, and to just live the life that you are meant to live in a positive way. Because I think a lot of times, like I mentioned, like our self confidence goes down, our stress levels go up, we have negative self talk that sometimes gets the best of us. And well, that's not leading to the best year of our life, the best moments, the best weeks, the best days. You know, like Joy from Inside Out. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like she's like, all right, we're gonna have a good day, which is gonna lead to a good week, which is gonna lead to a good month, which is gonna lead to a good year, which leads to a good life. You know how she gets so excited. You guys know that part? I don't know. Maybe I just watch too much Inside Out because I have a 4.5 year old and we watch it like at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a week. But it's so true in some senses, right? And we want to honor all of our emotions. Like that, of course, is not what I have to say at all. But like we want to live a good life, so we also have to bring out the emotions that we want to, right? So moving on. If you're joining us or if you're watching the replay, we're doing a review of 2024 real quick. I was just sharing a few things of what went wrong. Feel free to drop something in the comments, whether you're watching live or the replay on what went wrong if you're comfortable sharing. If not, I suggest you grab a note pen, a note paper, journal, paper, pen, whatever you want to write on so that you can follow along and do this exercise for you. The next thing we're going to focus on, and now that we've kind of covered some things that went wrong, we want to talk about what went right. What went right? Okay, and I'm really excited. I'm going to share right now. One thing I know went right is I figured out how to live stream in 2024. Because if you're watching in my Facebook private Women Warriors group, welcome I to the first live stream of Fit 2024. I did not know how to do this last year. Okay, last year mid-year. I went through the most painstaking like couple of times trying to figure out live streaming from my Zoom into Facebook. And it was like such a conundrum and a pain, but you know what? I did it. I learned how to do it, and I'm so glad that it's still set up and still working because I was like, oh, what if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, I'm gonna be like, how do I do this again? But it's okay. If I figured it out before, I can figure it out again. So that's exciting. So I learned how to do something I didn't know how to do. I also think what else went right. So back to that dental journey, I did move forward and I was able to get my permanent teeth in. That's a whole nother long story. I'm not going to totally tell, but it all right now. But I got my permanent teeth in. Let's see, I have found a few, people I'm interested in dating that I've been seeing, kind of getting to know. What went right? Let's see. I also, oh, the most important thing I could have done in my whole life, really praise the Lord for bringing me back. Um, I got baptized again for the third time, y'all. 3 times I've been baptized. In the name of Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior, because He is my King and my Redeemer. And so I got baptized October 6th of 2024. And I have been on this journey of getting closer to God and getting closer to Jesus. And I know not everybody here in this group may believe in Jesus, may not believe in God, and that's okay. You don't need to if you don't want to, but I will be sharing a lot of what he has done for me and a lot of my understanding as we go on. I have a lot of desires to bring that into 2025 and into my life moving forward. Um, because I just cannot express how much love I feel now. Like, yes, I might be single. Yes, I may have been divorced for 2.5 years, 2+ years now. Yes, I got out of a toxic marriage where there was a lot of alcoholism. At the end, there was a lot of verbal and emotional and verbal abuse. I was emotionally abused for the whole 7 years that we were together, including the separation year. And to be honest, before the marriage, like I didn't love myself. I was, drinking a lot of things that I shouldn't be drinking alcohol wise. I was smoking marijuana every day that I shouldn't have been doing every single day. Up until when I got pregnant, of course, I really stopped when I was pregnant, I stopped and then, you know, did use some after, but now I've been clean from that for some months. I haven't drank alcohol in 14 months today. Like this week, last week was 14 months of no alcohol. I before I got married, I was very promiscuous. Like I didn't really see that sex was sacred. I was seeking love from men and giving myself to men that didn't deserve me, and so I was living this horrible life before I met my ex-husband, and then, oh, shock, surprise, toxic relationship. Oh, I wonder why. Because I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't close to my creator. I wasn't honoring who I was meant to be. And so returning to Jesus, I started kind of reading the Bible on my own after my separation, and that was really great. I was able to get a better understanding of who Jesus was and get to a better understanding of my spirituality and when it came to my faith in God because I think a lot of us get tainted by religions. A lot of religions tell us we have to do certain things a specific way, and it's a lot more rules and things like that than I think what the creator really wants for us. Like he really just wants us to have a relationship with him. So I'm not a church. I'm not here to tell you to go to church, but I did find a church that I really like and enjoy. And if you're here local in Salt Lake City, if you ever want to join me, you are more than welcome to. Or if you even just want to watch online, they host their videos, sermons on Sundays online. They post them to YouTube too. It's called Hope Valley Church. I found them at the end of July last year. And so October 6th, I chose to get baptized again. So that definitely went right. I feel so much better knowing that, the Lord is with me and that I've dedicated my life to Him. And I hope that you all know that me being here on this journey to inspire self love comes from a place of abundance. It comes from a place of love. It comes from a place where I feel, you know, spiritually like I need to help remind you how beautiful you are, how loved you are, how amazing you are, and to just tell you to not believe the lies, like that self-confidence stuff, that negative self-talk, the toxic relationships around us. Like we are capable of having so much more. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited. So let's see what else went right. I feel like those are kind of the top things. Let's see. I did go to the Brendan Bouchard's Growth Day Live last year, which reminds me that is one thing that went wrong last year. I did fall off at like towards the end of the year when things started getting stressful for me. I fell off doing my personal development every day. And so I started off the year very strong doing my personal development. I was in the Growth Day app every day, listening to the Daily Fire, doing some morning mindset, doing prompts like that. And then I just fell off. So I think that kind of led to like the downfall of my ending of the year. And so on the flip side, what went right, is I was doing that stuff for a while. I was so blessed with the opportunity because he's not doing these anymore, is to go to Growth Day LA in March 1st last year. And that was such a great time. I enjoyed being in that energy, that environment of other people being excited, striving, and moving forward. So, what am I choosing to leave behind? I kind of already mentioned a few things. What are you going to choose to leave behind? So, I'm going to leave behind some of that self confidence stuff, like I want it to be positive self confidence, not negative self confidence. I'm sorry, that probably came out a little bit weird. So, I am me and I'm just trying to be real with y'all. I have been through my own experiences and you have been through your own experiences, and every one of us has light to bring out. And I strongly believe that life isn't a competition, right? Like we should be supporting each other, we should be uplifting each other, we should be cheering each other on. So that's what I want to do. And even if I come on here and I'm talking to myself, or you're just watching the replay, or which thank you if you're watching the replay or if you're joining me live ever, like I still appreciate you and I love you, and I hope that, like I said, that you find something of value here. So I'm choosing to leave behind that. I'm also choosing, I think, to leave behind dating apps. Like I think I'm really gonna try to take 2025 off of the dating apps. Like I've already kind of shut down a couple of them. um, I was really kind of only using Facebook dating for a while, but I think I'm gonna just detox from the dating app life for now because it really just gets too distracting. It's just too much. So I'm gonna leave that behind. Um, yeah. What else do I want to leave behind? I guess making excuses of to why I'm not showing up. So stick around because I have an exciting thing to share at the end of what I'm going to do to remind, like to be here, to be dedicated, to be in. So yeah, I'm gonna leave behind those dating apps. I was taking notes for myself and then I kind of forgot. So All right. If you're still with me, if you're here in the chat, type one, type one. We are here together. Yes, yes. Type those ones even if you're on the replay, okay? So let's carry on. So, what am I taking into this next new year? What is 2025? What went well from 2024 that I want to bring into 2025? Well, for me, live stream. Hey, we're here, we're doing this. Okay. So, I am bringing in live stream into 2025. We are going to do this, ladies, women, warriors. Stay tuned for that exciting announcement I was going to share at the end. Um, so we're gonna take this whole experience into 2025. I'm gonna bring in Jesus, of course, to 2025 because he is my king, my savior, my everything. And I want to bring him more to my forefront because I really am nothing without Jesus, without God. Like that is one of the things, one of the lies of the enemy. One of the biggest things that held me back for years, that kept me depressed, that's led me to be suicidal, that's led me to be, you know, anxious, worried, unhappy with things, is believing that I was nothing. And in some ways, like I was nothing, I kind of am nothing. We all sometimes can be nothing if we allow ourselves to believe that, right? But at the same time, on the flip side, like I said, those are lies of the enemy. Like at the same time, like each one of us is so important. Each one of us has a light to bring out, like I mentioned earlier. Each one of us can overcome the negative challenges in our life. And I feel like the longer I work between my self-love and my spirituality, the more I really start to think that it's not just these like clinically diagnosed terms that they throw at us, right? But that it's actually a lot of spiritual warfare happening within ourselves in this world, you know? Like this is a fallen world and we have a lot of hate in the world. There's a lot of um dis what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of separation. I don't know what I was trying to say with the D. There's a lot of separation and like anger and fighting going on all over the world and within ourselves sometimes. So I think it's important to remember how special we are, even if we don't feel that way. And when you first begin the journey to inspire self love, if you're anywhere, anything like where I was, like, I don't think that at all. Like, honestly, the only reason I didn't try to kill myself more at the end of my divorce was because I had a daughter and I didn't have, like, like, how could I leave her? Like, she changed everything for me. Um, but yeah, my younger 20s was definitely a hard time for that. So, moving on to the next question is like, what am I going to do to prioritize self-love for me? And I ask you, what are you going to do to prioritize self-love for you this year? I think for me is I want to see my friends. Um, I would like to see them at I have a lot of different groups of friends. I've lost a lot of friends because when I left my ex-husband, there was a lot of toxic friendships I was also surrounded by. You know, Unfortunately, I shared my political, well, it's not really unfortunate because it's who I am and I'm proud of who I am, but I shared my political thoughts to the world because I was very passionate about that around the time of the election season and I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of friends that just they felt they couldn't continue to be my friend because we had differences of opinion. And as sad as it is to see them go, I guess that their season has come and passed. And admittedly, it's just a season that changes, right? Like I'm always going to wish them well. I'm always going to hope that they find love, joy, peace in life. If that's you, I hope that you can find those things like I just said, and that we can all just live with respect of each other. You have your choice to separate from my movement, from my group, from my friendship circle, whatever it is that you feel like you need to, because maybe it's not well for you, and that's okay. I think that we grow and we change, and a lot of things that I believed in my early 20s and my late teens I no longer agree with and I no longer completely believe in. And so it can be a challenging time when we do make these big emotional shifts, spiritual shifts, mental shifts, social shifts. And sometimes we can be left feeling discarded, unwanted, left out. And I can't say that I felt a lot of those negative feelings this time around just because I have been working on my self love. It hasn't been as challenging as it was. Like, I lost my most closest friends a few years ago. And like, that was some of the hardest things I had to go through, and I've had to mourn those losses of friendships. And so now it's like, okay, well, we all grow and sometimes seasons change, right? So always wish the best of luck to anybody that chooses to unfollow, unfriend, not be part of the movement. God bless you, and I hope you find everything that you're looking for in life. So I want to see the friends that I'm working on building relationships with. Some of you are here in the group, some of you are not outside of this group, but I'd love to see my friends on a more consistent basis, at least maybe once a month or once every other month. Single mom life, busy life, we got things to do too. So that is my thought on friendships and what I want to do to prioritize my self-love with my friends this year. I'm taking notes for myself to remember, so let me just type that out. I also want to prioritize being active in my movement. It's not only about loving myself for myself, but sharing that journey with you, women warriors, and just reminding you, inspiring you, I hope, to love yourself a little deeper, hug yourself a little harder, and to, when you look in the mirror, give yourself a compliment. Tell yourself how beautiful you are, how strong you are. Like, you are doing these amazing things, even if that is just getting out of bed one day, washing your hair, brushing your teeth, and throwing on some makeup, or not, and just striving to live your best life. I'm also going to prioritize my self-love by reading. I really like to read, so I want to finish at least 2 books. I know that's so bad. Um, I have, I'm finished. I'm like almost done with 1 book. Okay, maybe I should do 3 because like I literally just am about to finish 1 book. So there's a couple books I want to finish. Like, I've started them and then I stopped reading them. So I want to finish reading 3 books because I'm like one of those people that sometimes starts one and doesn't finish it because then I pick up another one. I used to finish books all the time as a kid, but I really love to read. So I want to add that into my life. Um, I'm gonna keep working on my health, like that is something that is important to me. Like, I am a curvy woman and I would love to be a healthy adult, like weight one time in my life. At least healthy for me, right? So that's something that I really want to work on. I actually just started a new kind of style of eating, and I will share more about that later, but I've only been into it 1 week and I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm gonna share that later. And one of the other ways I want to prioritize my self-love is by actually studying my Bible every night. I am currently doing the Bible recap by Tara Lee Cobble, and I'm really excited about it. It's in this YouVersion Bible app, and I'm just reading a little bit every day. Like, the goal is to read the whole Bible in a year. This year is going to be my year because I've just never read it. I've never read the whole Bible, and I want to. So I guess I should finish reading 4 books because the Bible is going to be one of them. And I love it. It's so good to try to understand God and His Word so much more, and to just see how it relates. God's so omnipotent and all-knowing, and just such a great creator. Let's see here. So along that, yes, one last thing on how I'm going to prioritize. So I'm also going to prioritize by doing the Queen's Club again this year. I love being part of the Queen's Club. So you have to do things that fill up your cup. So I'm part of a local photographers Queen's Club. And what that is this year, she did a 9-month membership. And so I signed up for all 9 months because I'm just like that. I love it. And so basically, I'm going to go once a month to her empowerment women group, support her in her art, and she's going to take pictures of me and these other women because it's a women empowerment event. And we're going to have these themed photo shoots. And then she gives us one. And then I hope we'll still continue the empowerment workshops. Things are going to be a little bit different this year, but I'm really excited either way. It's a great time to connect with other amazing women and to just get to appreciate myself, my body, and love who I am more through art. And I'm really excited. I got a couple friends involved with it this upcoming year, and I'm excited to share that with them. So that leads me right into the next question to think about for how we're going to make 2025 great is, well, what are we going to plan? What are we going to schedule into our 2025 so that we can live the life that we want? For me, I'm planning on being here. I guess this is going to be part of my big announcement moment. So I hope that you made it this far. But I plan on hosting 2 Women Warriors Masterminds a month. Right now, I'm planning on a every other Wednesday cadence. I'm going to try and show up. So, like 26 Wednesdays of the year. I feel like Wednesday is a good day for me. Usually, my daughter goes with her dad. And so I have some time on Wednesdays. It's not quite long enough to sneak in a date, because I'm trying to date less anyway this year. At least not the dating apps, right? And so it'll be great. I'm so excited, Women Warriors. And I want to kind of restructure it a little bit, right? So it's supposed to be a mastermind. So I want to flip between having weeks where it's kind of like this, where we kind of do an exercise, kind of do like a little bit of teaching and do some exercise, give you guys things to think about. And then I hope that the second half, um, so it'll be like, sorry, hold on. I could use a drink of water 1 second. We are live. We are live. Drinking this big old water bottle here that I'm just opening. All right, I'm human. I need water. So I want to have this be kind of like it's supposed to be like a group experience, right? So if you are here, welcome. I would love for you to join me either in the Facebook group, or if you want to have a true VIP experience, I would love for you to join me in the private Zoom room here on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So we're doing it today, and today is January 15th. So that means the next one should be slotted for January 29th, 2024. 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I'm hoping to make these last anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And just kind of depending how things go, we may end up either adding a little time, giving some time for Q&A, just kind of depends on how the groups go. I'm hoping that the first mastermind of the month can be focused on more of like a teaching with the exercise slash workshop style. So bring your pens, bring your paper, and I hope that you can incorporate things with me. And then the second one, I would love for us to have a building a community of empowerment. Um, so if you happen to be a woman warrior that's on your own journey, moving through life, and you've come up with your own way of like expressing yourself, whether that's through blogs, journaling, artwork, or if you're doing your own business, if you are trying to grow, if you started a podcast, a YouTube, any of these types of things, or maybe you just want to run your house better, or you want to, whatever. I would love to invite you to come into this community so that we can just get together. They say two brains is better than one, or three brains is better than two, right? So I just want to get us all these women who want to live a better life, love ourselves more, and to have purpose and get together, see what we can do for each other, see how we can support each other, see what we can, help with each other with, whether that's ideas or sharing things with each other, for each other, about it, like about our businesses, whatever that might look like. It could look different for any of us and for all of us, but I just would love to invite you into that. So it'll be a little bit different. We'll give that kind of try for a little while and see how that goes. And hopefully it'll be really exciting and we can have this awesome community of women. The second one, that building empowerment, I'm considering doing a live event for that, especially for our local ladies. So if you're here in the 801, 385, Salt Lake City, Utah, like I am thinking about finding a venue to start off, get together in real life and just like do this, but in person. And that will be so much fun. I'm really excited for that. So, yeah, I'm excited to plan that for 2025. Of course, I already mentioned I'm planning the Queens Club. Outside of those things, I am planning a new job transfer, which I'm excited about. So, so excited. I am planning on two vacations this year. One will be our family tradition, me, my mom, and my daughter. We're gonna go on our girls' annual vacation, and then I'm actually headed to Mexico as well. So when I'm in Mexico, I'm not sure that I'm gonna go live just like this. I may go live just as a quick like, hey, how's it going? Maybe check in, or I'll consider rescheduling the date that I haven't looked at the calendar that far off to see if it falls on the rotation for the weeks, but I might change one of the dates to line up with that for either of these vacations because I'm really excited. For both of them, right? Like we should be planning fun into our life. Like that is fun for us. So anyway, I hope that you had a wonderful time with me. Thank you so much for being here. Do hashtag team replay if you're watching the replay. I'm so excited to be here one more year in 2025 with you ladies as we continue the journey to inspire self-love. So I hope you guys will take time to get engaged, to grow with me, to, help lean in on each other. Let's support each other in making 2025 the year to thrive and just live the best life that we can. I'm so excited. Stick around. If you missed today in person, I hope you can join us in 2 weeks on January 29th as we go live again for our Women Warriors Mastermind. Much love.